Okay guys, so here's a video of my settings and how I process new filaments and like what I do for printing and like good tips and tricks to print stuff, I guess. By the way, I'm sorry Brock that it took so long. Yeah, there's literally no excuse, but just sorry. I hope I'm not too late. But okay, so I'm gonna start like from getting a new filament to printing a successful model. So first I get a new filament, right, and then first thing I do is I run a benchy, which wait, this. I run this. I print this, just to have it as a before. I just keep that. I print that and then I keep that, and then let's say I got a new one, so this is a new one. So first thing I do is temperature, because that's gonna like PLA, and then or whichever type of filament you get. There's this, or if it's not here, like I have PC polycarbonate, and then I just pick custom and then I search up, or I just go to the place that I bought the filament and then it gives you like temperatures you can use. Or I run this, I print this, just leave it like that, and yeah, I print this because the temperature is gonna like determine like how everything else is gonna print and like how it's gonna look. Not look, but like yeah, look kinda, but like for example, like if you do like if you run this, right, and then you pick a temperature and then you set that temperature and then you do everything else, but then let's say basically you want to find like the best temperature that the filament works at, because like if you're running PLA at like 300 Celsius, it's like gonna be all like diarrhea-ish, and like you're working with temperature that's not supposed to work at. And if you run flow rate, and if you like, I'll explain that later in the video, but if you run flow rate, the settings are gonna be like way off, which is like it's not supposed to run at those settings. So if you do temperature first, you'll be running at the best temperature that you're supposed to, because like in the description where you buy the filaments, It doesn't like tell you what flow rate you need to run it at or what pressure advance you need to run it at. It tells you like the temperature and like the speed, because that's like, I think that's like 60 or 70% of what makes a good print and filament settings. So yeah. Hold on, let me like, okay, so let's say this, I got this filament, yeah, I got this filament, so yeah, and then it says here like settings. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it says I think it says 191 to 220. For bamboo, I think you're gonna have to use like the highest suggested temperature because it goes pretty fast. It burns pretty fast, and I should have planned this video before I even made it. Wait. Why am I looking at pictures? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you use these settings. You probably want to do the highest. What is this? Okay, so yeah. You go here, put edit. Okay, so yeah, I go, wait. Okay, so yeah, first thing I do, I go here, settings, edit, I put, these suggested settings, and here, nozzle temperature, okay, so I go here, nozzle, initial setting, okay, yeah, that's good, like that, build plate, 600, I put 600, I mean 60, like that, printing speed, yeah, bamboo's gonna be like on the higher end, because that's why I put the highest, highest temperatures. So I'd save that. I'll just put test, and then I run this, and then let's say or let me pull up a picture. Okay, so here it's gonna come out like something like this, obviously not exactly like this, but here's something you can expect. Okay, so you want to pick, like, you want to look out for the cleanest one, obviously not this one, not this one because of this circle thing, triangle spike. It has like stringing, and this corner thing looks weird. So checking that out. Okay, so 190, 200 looks good. You can kind of see the pattern that the cooler it is, the better it looks. So this one, 195 looks good. Here's another one. Also the top, you see this top, it's like curving down, it's like drooping down. So the straighter that thing is, the better. You don't want to go like too high, you just want to go like too low over temperature. Usually I pick the highest temperature that looks good, but like not pushing it. So like here, 190 looks good. Yeah, 190. So, oh yeah, wait. So yeah, I put slice. I put print. And then here, leave auto bed, and then leave flow dynamics calibration on. You're gonna turn that off later for another test, but leave that on for the temperature test. Yeah, and then it comes out. Pretend it comes out something like this. So yeah, you pick 190. You pick 190. So you go in settings, edit. Initial layer. Okay, so here's a tip. Initial layer, you probably want to leave this. Don't leave it that high. I mean, like, just leave it like 5 or 10 Celsius higher than the other layer. And if you see that it's like bad, it came out bad, just lower it 5 temperatures, and then yeah, just leave it like that. Don't go too high, because that would like mess up the bed adhesion, and like it'll probably not stick that good. It will just like crumble down. Make sure everything's good. If it comes out bad, obviously stop the printing. Don't like let it go through the entire print. And if you see that it like bulges, like at some point it like let's say it's printing and printing. Yeah, basically like it's printing, right? Like it's printing and printing, and somewhere in the print it just discombobulates, and it's going like this. It's printing and it's dragging the whole print through it, and it's bulged up in the nozzle. just bring the temperature, the 190 temperature, up by 5 degrees. Just 5 degrees like that. Then just print it again and see if it comes out like, obviously not perfect, but if it completes the whole print, then yeah, just leave it at that temperature. And then after that, after that you do flow rate. So you run this. Yeah, you run that. And for this, so you slice plate, you print it, and for this you turn this off. Flow dynamic calibration off, and print it like that. And then, or else it won't work. It will just like, it's not gonna take like the raw value, because Bamboo makes their own flow dynamic calibration. Then it uses that new value and makes this. So it's gonna be like, instead of using the filament's raw value, which is this, it's gonna use Bamboo's value that made after the calibration. So you want it to use the raw value, and then you print that, and then you pick a number that looks good. You don't just pick a number, but wait. Okay, so here's a good example. So yeah, it will look like something like this. One super rough, and like the highest one super rough, and your lowest one like super gappy and stuff. So you pick like, it should look like this. Pick the highest one, like it says, and then pass 2 is this thing. This is pass 2, so it's smaller numbers. Oh wait, frick, I'm getting, okay, go back, rewind. So you pick number right. Okay, so this is the formula. So let's say yeah, 5 came out good, the best option. So this is the formula. Here's oh yeah. So the new flow ratio would be your old one, 0.98 times 100, parentheses, make sure you put the parentheses in the calculator, and then 100 plus 5 that you pick, modifier 5 divided by 100, so that's your new one. That's what you put here. So also, the modifier is 5 because we chose 5 in the test. So if you get a different, if another number looks good to you, then pick that number. If if two numbers look the same, pick the highest one, because the second test is gonna go down. It's not gonna go like 20 up and 20 down. So yeah. 0.029. So you just put it right there. Save it. You put it on flow ratio. Then you save it. And then yeah, you do pass 2. No, don't save it, because each one has different parameters. And then also, okay, here's the new one. So remember when I said pick the highest one, or the picture said the highest one, I don't remember, but yeah, you pick the highest one that looks good. And this is the reason. It starts at 0 and goes down. So yeah. And then you do the same thing, slice it, print it without flow dynamic calibration. Should be okay, and then send. Turn this back on because I don't forget. Then okay. Yeah. So let's say let's say 3 came out good. -3. So you do the calculation again. So the new flow ratio will be, so the one that you got 1.029, that's the new one you got with the other flow test. And then times parentheses 100 minus 3, because it's minus, it's going down. And then another, close the parentheses, divide that by 100, and that's our new value. Put that. So we'll copy it. We'll put that new value right here. And now you got a good flow ratio. And that's that. So you got that down. Pressure advance. I do like, I don't even use that method. What am I doing? I use this method. I like this method. I really like this method because it gives you a really good visual, and also, yeah, how the post said, you can also use this one, the PA pattern. I used to use this one, but it was like, I don't know, it's like kind of like it makes me really picky, like I can't choose one. But so this one's really good. It's like more visual. Also, if you use a bamboo printer, or actually you can input your printer here somehow with the Bamboo Studio, but anyways, okay. Also, Bamboo has this thing, it will do it for you. I mean, not for you, but it will like walk you through the process. Is the flow dynamics, manual calibration. You pick your plate type. I have have that one pick. So this one, we're doing that one. We put that one. Method, line, yeah, I use that one. Leave that. We put calibrate. And then it will walk you through the stuff, but basically what it will do is like, so it will print this. Also, when you print it, don't forget to turn this back on, because I leave this on because it's just another test on top of the test you did, so it's like double test, which is good and useful. It would be useful. So it will look like this. It will print something like that, and it will come out like this. So I like this one because it's visual. Obviously I just said that. So like, you know, it's like bulgy right here, and then you stop where it's not bulgy, and then you basically go here. So this line is pretty straight, but this one's like more plain to me. It's like more consistent. Or this one. But yeah, it will bulge. This side will bulge right here. This one will have a spacing. So yeah, basically where it stops bulging and where it stops spacing. So like obviously right here stops spacing, but this one still has bulge. So zoom in. This one has a good flat line. 0.05. This one's pretty good, I think. It's pretty consistent. This one, far away, this one looks good. So I'll pick this one. So here's 0.055. So you take that. Like for example, if you get this, obviously you're not gonna get this, but like it's gonna look different. Yours is gonna look different. You go here, and then it will look like that, but this will run you through the process. And then here's where you change it. PLA chest. Put here. PLA test is for the one we're doing right now. And factor, here's where you put that number 55, and then put OK. And then here we're doing this one right, so we put here filament, we put that PA profile, we put the one we just made. So it was PLA test. It will pop up right here, and then press confirm, and then that's how pressure advance. Then that's basically like all I do, like just for a quick start. If I'm if I'm like using the same filament and company and color, then I do these other tests, but I rarely do this, so they aren't that important, I guess, for me. You might want to do if you're doing like if you want really good prints. And like I usually just do a lot of prototyping on like random like just drafts. So yeah, that's all I do. And then I run another benchy and then see if it comes out good. And yeah, so let's say I print it, right? I print it and then it doesn't stick to the bed good. It like falls off, or it like sticks. I think that's another problem. But it like falls off, or it just doesn't stick to the bed. What I do first, a non-invasive setting that doesn't mess with these settings. This is like all around. If it happens to a lot of prints, like all of your prints are not sticking, then this is a problem through right here. But if it's just a singular print that's not sticking, then I would do settings right here. So all prints, permanent, settings change, some prints, process, setting change. So I would do first I would do texture be the heat bed temperature, bring it up to like 5. Yeah, and then sometimes I bring the initial layer up by 5, but if this works, then just leave it like that, then save it and then okay. Now if you're printing and at some point the print sticks to your nozzle and bulges up in there and it just moves it around like that because it's stuck to the nozzle, obviously the print gets stuck in the nozzle and it bulges in there, then you just bring this layer up by 5. So the nozzle temperature, the print sticks and bulges on the nozzle, bring this temperature, other layers temperature up by 5. And then yeah. Okay, now let's say it comes out good, then yay. So yeah, now you can print whatever you want. So let's type, wait, Oh, also, yeah, you can also check the bottom. After you print it, you can take it out and check the bottom. If the bottom has like crinkles going in, not from the letters, but like it crinkles at the bottom, then you this video is so unprofessional. What I do is just go here, initial layer flow ratio. I do this one first. It's not always the right fix, but I do this one first. I just bring it down to like 3 or 2. Oh frick. So like 0.97 or like 0. It's just a notable, so notable number that you can see in here, that it would like, it will take the crinkles off at a noticeable amount. So ratio, so yeah, this is a percent. 1 is 100%. 0.95 is 95%. So yeah, just in case like somewhere you hear like put it at like 90% or 86%, it's just saying 8.86 or 0.9. So yeah, that's how I do with crinkles. If it's also from that, also yeah. Also, you don't want this too high because this also gives crinkles. So yeah, if 60 is good, keep it at 60. If some models don't stick to the bed, don't bring this up just because that model doesn't stick. And then yeah, so you're good with that. So let's say I want to print this model. So I pick my new PLA. Here's where you can change like the thing. If you have a AMS, that's where to change it. So here, here is the thing. The settings that I'm about to show works with is like universal kind of. So like yeah, you can just pick one. If you're doing prototypes and stuff, use this one. If you're doing a sculpture like this one, that like mine, then just use that one. So here's the settings. Let's say this model doesn't stick at the bottom, it doesn't stick to the bed. Initial layer height, I turn this so it's default, it's 2. But if I want it like to stick to the bed, I put 4, or the diameter of your nozzle. So if you've got a 0.2 nozzle, put 0.2 right here. If you've got 0.8, put 0.8. But basically, the higher this number, the taller the first layer would be. So it would be this layer. So you see that one is like bigger. Yeah, look. You see if this one's bigger and the rest is like thinner. So this is the bigger bottom one, and this is all the thinner ones. I'm using this thinner one because this is like a sculpture, like a handle I'm making for something. So the reason I make this thicker is because thicker lines stick better to the bed. Actually, I always do 0.4 for the initial layer, so I don't like if you like later on you find some settings that you want to use for like permanent settings that you want to use for like all prints, future prints. Like for me, I've been using 0.4 initial layer, and like, so I probably want to do like, before doing the calibrations, I should do the calibrations with 0.4 on the initial layer already. And like, you'll probably have to put that every time you start a different test, because when you put the temperature tower and then you change the initial layer to 0.4 before running it, and then you go to flow rate, the settings are gonna reset. So like, make sure to change it to 0.4 again, and then the filament would be tweaked to that like initial layer size, like embedded in it, so it would be like better. I haven't tried that, so yeah, just that's my guess. Also, another thing, I said permanent settings you want because I forgot to say that initial layer speed, I also always use 30 for better bed, 30 millimeters per second. So yeah, yeah, if you didn't get what I meant about speed, I'll mention that in the rest of the video. So that's what I just keep this for all the prints. Every single print I do, I just put this to 4, because it doesn't really like, it's not like it won't like make some prints bad and some good. It's just like the bottom of it. And if you're gonna change this, also, it's bigger. Like when you were doing the test, this was always 2, and now you're changing it to 4. So there's gonna be some like discombobulations. What I do for that, so I use this filament. I mean this one. I was using this one. Some filaments may need this tweak, some won't. But I put this to 5. When I put it to 0.4, when I put the initial layer height to 0.4, I put the initial layer flow ratio to 0.95. So it like, yeah, it doesn't extrude the same as if it was 0.2, because 0.2 is thinner, obviously. But yeah. Yeah. So yeah. And if also that doesn't stick, you can put the initial, you're gonna go to speed, initial layer, it's default is 50 millimeters. So I put this to 30 or 25, and that's because it will give more time for the bottom layer to like heat up and stick to the bed, so it goes slow and it will stick better to the bed. Because when it goes fast, it's like it's just like type. If it goes slow like this, then yeah. For example, like take like a bag of like frosting and then like squeeze it hard and then do it like put the frosting like that, it will look stupid. But if you take your time and squeeze it, it will look like really good and perfect. So yeah, this is part 1. I'll record part 2 later, cause yeah. Okay, so this is part 2. I think I was like, how to prepare your print to make it come out, a higher chance of making it come out successful. So I was right here, I was explaining how slower initial layer speed is better because it lets time for the bottom layer to stick better. And yeah, so now also what you could do, this it's more like if it like really can't stick, like you've tried like a bunch of times, it doesn't stick. For me, glue stick is the last resort, because it's like I don't want to clean it, basically. Yeah. So what also helps for sticking, I use this like PC is like polycarbonate is like for me it's hard to get it to stick good. So what I do, I'll get to this a bit next. So the first thing I do is brim. Brim, it like almost connects to the main thing, or basically it does, basically. But it does, it's like a layer around this on the build plate, which it gives it like a wider surface so it sticks better on the bed. And that's you can try that first. It's to me it's the least to me it's the least how do you to me it's the least like to me it's the least invasive to the print quality, because it just goes around and not like actually sticks to the like the thing. like changes the print. So from auto, if auto doesn't give it a brim is busy, yeah, like this is basically a brim, but it's more like for the support. So you can also do, if it doesn't automatically give it a brim, you can either put outer and inner brim is like a little bit more intrusive because it adds a layer on the bottom, another layer on the bottom of the brim. But you can use this if that doesn't really matter to you. To me, I don't think it would matter, but maybe like it would interfere with this hole or like these openings, like maybe with this thin part it might like crack it or something. So what I would do is put an outer brim only, so that will only connect to the outside of the print, which is less light. So yeah, these are open, this is open, it doesn't like put it under, and it makes a brim around the print, so it gives it like a wider contact to the bed. And if I put inner and outer brim, see it like also puts it inside and also here. It's a little bit more messy to me, so I would put auto, and then if it still doesn't stick, wrap layer is stronger than the brim, so you can put one layer, it rolls up, so yeah, it goes under the print also. So like this, you can see it goes under the whole print, not just through the hole, but also under the whole print. And yeah, this sticks a little bit better. This helps it stick. This is stronger than the brim, so you can use that as a second method, plan B. And if you need a stronger one, you can put two. And then for me, glue stick is the last resort. Or if I don't want to use that craft thing, which messes with the quality of the print. And yeah, now support. Tree is easier to remove, tree slim. And if you really need like a super easy support, a support that is super easy to remove, this is my my settings that I go first with. Top C distance is how far how separate the support and the 3D and the models part that's supporting. So basically, top C support is this space between the support and the model. It's easier to remove. 0.2. Yeah, it's like more than double this. You can start with this, or you could put 1 if you just need a little bit more easier removal, or 15 if you want like the max. uh, the max without making too much of a change to the model, or two, if it's like, if you don't really care or it doesn't really change the model's quality in places that you don't mind. For mine, I don't mind because it's like under, it's not really like, the view of the model's not really gonna be at the attention of the bottom. It's mostly gonna be like this. So that's why. Base pattern, hollow, basically keeps it from being too stiff at the bottom, which you might want to, so it's easier to twist it, like break it off from here and twist it. Interface pattern, this one's good. This one sticks good. I picked this one because it sticks good. And yeah, it's similar to the wrap pattern that it looked. This one, top surface interface spacing. I think, hold on, I forgot what this was. Also, yeah, you can click these things to bring up the wiki and learn about this stuff, which I kind of recommend if you like, it's important to you. Like, let's say, like, support, you want, like, it's like important to the model that you're printing, you can learn a little bit more of it and make you and help you with the decisions that you want to make. Okay, I think this is how, like, ow, my hand. Ow. Fucking hand got stuck under the table. Anyways. What did I have this? The heck? Did I have this at 2? Yeah, I don't know what that is, sorry. But yeah, this is like to keep the bottom of this thing thinner. If you want, like, it's thinner, like to snap off, which is, this is like more like gonna have to be a little bit more strong and stiff and stuff. And then, okay, now the optimal settings that I found, like, for stuff like improvements. Skirt loops, one, I'd suggest leaving this, putting this at 1 if you want like a high quality print. It's good to just have this as an add-on, which basically, like, before printing the first layer of the model, it prints like a little bit of, it prints like a trace around it, which basically like gets the infill flowing and stuff. I think I might be wrong, but like I believe it is. It basically like gets the filament flowing before it starts like printing the first layer. It's like if you use, it's like when you're about to when you're about to write something with a pen, like when you barely when you start writing, the ink doesn't come out. So like you start like scribbling on a different piece of paper with the pen until the ink comes out, and then you start writing. Basically, it's that you just like cold turkey start writing. Don't just cold turkey start printing the model. First it like warms it up doing this, and then then it starts the first layer. And then for strength, now strength is the most like the section that I most tweak, because I'm trying to it basically it can either increase or reduce the time it takes to print this, but also like if you want something in the middle where it doesn't take too long, but it's also like not too short and doesn't ruin the strength of the print. These are the settings I use and why I use them, and also alternatives that you can use. So starting with wall loops. Wall loops. 2 is a standard. 2, you probably don't want to go lower than 2 because it's like a minimal. This is the minimal walls that will keep the integrity of your 3D print correct. One loop. If you put one loop, you probably break the whole print trying to take this out of the bed. So 2 wall loops is the minimal I would go. 3, that adds like a good boost to the strength of the 3D print, and also has a better it's a good a membrane for water to not drip out or seep out of the print, or also not go in the print that easily. 2 walls, that's really vulnerable to water going in and out. It's not flowing in and out, but just it'll start to seep in or seep out. 3, that blocks the water in or out pretty good. Now for strength, this is a good strength. if you just want to like give it a bit more integrity, so like 2 while loops, you can probably like bite on it or hit it with a hammer and it will like dent or break or crack. But 3 loops, you can bite on it and you can like feel it's a bit more like tough. If you hit it with a hammer, it won't dent, but like maybe like or at least not that much, but it will like scathe it or like scratch or whatever the word is. Now if you want max, 5 or 6 walls will give it like the highest boost in strength. If you go higher than that, it will probably not like, it will be very little strength boost. But 5 and 6 gives it the most strength boosts. Like 6 will give, 5 or 6 will give it like, I'd say like 60% boost to the strength compared to 2 layers. And 7 wall loops will probably give it like 17% strength boost over the 6 walls. And then 8 like 8%, 9 like 4%, 10 walls like 3%. So 5 or 6 walls is the highest boost. That would give your 3 more strength. And then this 30% is also like, you know how 15% is like the minimum to like, to me that's like basically to keep the shape of the model like correct or like good, or like give it a good strength for it not to just crumble in your hands like sand. And then 30% is like a good boost in strength. Like let me wait, I gotta go. Okay, so yeah, what I meant was like, here's like the little graph. Okay, okay, so basically 15%, it was like, let's say that this is 15%, right? It's 50%, 30%, I mean 20%, I mean, yeah, 30% barely brings it up right here. Basically brings it up right here. So that's like a big boost. And then like 50% is like right here. 60% is like right here. 90% or 95%, I'd say like for me it would be right here, because it's like almost good, like perfect. And then 100% would be like right here. Actually, I wouldn't recommend 100% because it's like yeah, I wouldn't recommend 100% because that's just like, it will mess up, it will like mess with the walls for me, or that's what I experienced, especially like with stick models. This is really specific though. With stick models that is just a long stick like that, I would just set the walls to the max, because it will be like better, and like infill would just mess with it. So if it's like a stick, if it's like a thin stick, then I would just do all walls. If it's like a big stick, then yeah, I would do like well, I wouldn't do like 100% infill, but I would do like a 90 or 95% infill. So yeah. So no 100% infill, just like 90%, cause yeah, it might mess with the walls and stuff. So I did there, I did that, I did there. Okay, that's basically it, I think. Oh yeah, also like some tweaks that I would do, like from least important to most important. I mean, least bad to most, like safe to last resort things, to speed up the time. I would increase this to 28, basically draft, or like the biggest millimeter, the faster it would print. So yeah, I put 8 on this one because it's like a figure thing, like I want it to be like really high quality. And then lowering these walls, again, I wouldn't go like below 2, would also speed it up. This, if you want like more strength, I would increase the walls instead of this, because sometimes walls is faster. I find that lightning is the fastest, but it's also like the least quality. Support cubic is good. It's like a good one. It's like the best one you can get with max speed. Next best one, I mean, it's also good, but like the next least, the next like third place fastest is this one, which also trades time for, it trades print time for infill quality and screen. The next is cubic. Line, I think, is also fast. I forgot, I did them all. I mean, I sliced models with them all, and that's how I got them, but I got most of them. Triangles is kind of like cubic, so yeah. Gyroid, got gyroid. That's a good medium between print time and strength, so that's really good. And it's also good for like it's also really good, like good strong infill overall. So if you need like strong parts, I would suggest this one. Stronger than this is probably honeycomb. I mean, obviously, and then stronger than that is 3D honeycomb. But unless you like want to squeeze the most like strong out of a print, then I would go for these. But most of the time you just want like, okay, this part strong, then I would do gyroid. Cubic is also good. It's like it matches like I would say 87% gyroid. I don't know why it's like specifically why I picked 87%, but it just felt right. And then yeah, I usually go with this with most prints with 30%, but if I just want like a draft, I would do 15% and adaptive cubic or line. Yeah. Yeah. So then I would print. Oh, I have my 3 prints off right now. Let me turn it on because that is okay. So while it's printing, the time printing, PLA. Remember when? So like, yeah, whatever your temperature, what temperature you got from the like, whatever temperature you're printing at. Let's say I'm printing at 235 APLA filament. If I want to increase this to spore, I usually increase this by 5 degrees Celsius, so 45. And if I want to go like ludicrous, I would do, first I would bring it up by 5 more, and if I see it's doing okay, then I would bring it another 5 more and keep it there, and then just make sure it's going good, and then yeah, I'll leave it there. That's because the faster it goes, like, you know, less like Like if you're printing it fast, like it cools off faster, and like if it cools off faster, then it's like layers, it's not noticeable, but layers won't like stick as good as if it was like on standard, which means they might be easier to break. So this is why I turn this up, and then yeah, they stick better. It flows a little bit better because if you're using the same temperature while speeding it up, then it might like it just come out like a little bit too cool, and it's like, yeah, it's like, I would say like it's just laying the filament on top of the last layer. It's not like merging with the bottom layer, it's just like laying it on top of the bottom layer. So it's kind of like that. That's how I would put it. Then this, not this, then calibration. This, I highly recommend this. Like, pay more attention to this. I usually run this once every day, or I would run this once every day, right after I turn on the 3D printer. I'd run this every day, and then like, yeah, next day I run it again before printing anything. Now you can run all of these if you want, but I would, if you want it faster, if you just want a quick one, well, like, if you just want it calibrated, you can turn this one off, and it will like save half of the time it would take to calibrate. If you don't really care about this, if you do, you can run it too. I think all of this takes 15 minutes, but this also takes another 15 minutes. I think I haven't like really paid attention to the time, but it usually, I think, like, is that long, because when I print just those three, it takes like, it says 15 minutes, but with all of them, I think I saw it says 30 minutes, or like in a printer it like says estimated time, and it says like 30 or 20 something minutes. And yeah, then after you're done printing, if you're using supports, I'd recommend take it off right away after it's done printing, and then clip the support off, and it would be way easier than just letting them print and then coming back later and then clipping. It would be like a lot stiffer and harder to take off. So yeah, and I think that's basically it. What the? Where my settings go? What? Bro, where am I? Okay, I don't know what the heck just happened. But yeah. That's basically it from getting new filament to finishing a print with it. over there. If I remember anything else, I'll leave it in the comments. But yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. Obviously, there's a bunch of different like videos out there, but this is mine, and I did this for a friend that just got into, well, I don't know if they just got into 3D printing, but like I offered to like help them with it, and they were like, yeah, I'd appreciate that. So yeah, even though I took like so freaking long, I hope you still like this still help you. My bad, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's basically all. Goodbye everyone, forever.